unbelievable.
These guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world forever.
That is what sport means. That is what the EuroLeague trophy means.
Are you not entertained?
I'm not supposed to be cheering, but this is X Series. I can do whatever I want.
Everything is difficult in this life, so still you need to be on it.
It all comes down to tonight. Don't miss the biggest night in MMA. PFL is more than a fight.
Catching up on any NFL game is easier than ever before. Looking to the end zone for the win!
Oh my gosh, one of the great games you'll ever see.
The competition is back, and the UEFA Women's Champions League looks set to be bigger and better than ever before.
It's their time. A night to remember.
The following program is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
Well, this is a man who is all business. Truly devastating.
I'm in. I can hear him. I'm gonna do double. All right, here we go.
Are you opening up, yeah?
Yeah, this is the order, isn't it?
This is the order,
with the names underneath. Yeah,
the names,
yeah. Wonder if they want us, where they want us. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Glass House. This is day 3 of Fight Week here on the Gold Coast. The return of the King, Opetaia versus Nyika. It has been an absolute roller coaster. We've enjoyed every minute. Myself, Rob Scheif, Charlie Parsons, Ted Kofi. Charlie, we are here. It's press conference day.
I have to say, I'm happy that we're not in the 30-something degrees outside talking along for 2 hours like we were yesterday. No, it's an absolutely massive event. We see Eddie Hearn over there, who will be hosting the main event press conference in sort of half an hour or so. It's huge, right? This is a real big opportunity for boxing down under. A trans-Tasman title, Ted. This is what it's all about, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, we said yesterday, it's just transcending the sport down here in the south and in the south of the world. And Jai Opetaia is doing great things. David Nyika is trying to upset the apple cart and do something special. But the turnout's been great for Fight Week, and it's going to continue to be great. Everyone's excited. Every single fighter wants to win, and you can see it. They're eager. So we're all anticipating this great press conference and what happens from here, but it's going to be a really, really good day and a good week.
Yeah, it's great. The stars are all starting to emerge around here. But the highlight of Fight Week also has been the starlight's been on a lot of the undercard as well. There's been so many great athletes that have made this card one of the best cards of the year. That's what they're talking already. And there's some great talent now that get to be heard here up on the stage. So we're really looking forward to what everyone's got to say now that they're cutting weight. We're only a couple of days out. So it'd be good to get a bit of back and forth, boys.
Real good opportunity for the guys in this part of the world, right? I mean, we're seeing these big cards going on and just the opportunity for these guys to impress. As we mentioned loads yesterday, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, the Ring, Riyadh season involved in this event. We know he'll be watching on with eager eyes. You make a statement here and you open up yourself to many an opportunity. And also, there's more shows coming down here, right? So it's about becoming a regular to the fans down under.
Exactly. This show leads into the world being your oyster. You go out there, you win, you do something good, then everything's open. England, America, Saudi Arabia, again, Australia. Hopefully Australia's going to be the top echelon soon. But it's really good that we've got, world-class DAZN distributed content right here on the Gold Coast in Australia.
Now, there are tickets. Tickets are going to be released again today for the Gold Coast Convention Centre, the GAs. We're getting some more tickets. So people have to be very quick onto those. But, Charlie, also www.dazn.com. That's where we can get the pay-per-view and the 12-month subscription.
Yes, if you're not subscribed to DAZN, I don't know why not. The global home of boxing. I believe $39.99 if you want to purchase it ahead of Wednesday night. But if you sign up for a year on DAZN, you get the fight free. You've got Frank Warren coming in April. It's a schedule that's absolutely star-studded. Boxing every single week in what is now the home of boxing. I mean, we all love boxing here, and I'm slightly biased in saying it, but it's the home of boxing, right? We're boxing nuts every Saturday, Wednesday night. We want to watch it, and that we can.
Exactly. Wednesday's been a big night. Wednesday in Australia is the Saturday night in most places overseas, so it's been a really, really big day on the calendar. So, as it turns out, we get more big fights here. You can do the Vegas, Riyadh Saturday, come to Sydney Wednesday, and then back out to the big fights. So we just got to keep promoting the fights here in Australia. We've got to get behind the fighters. We've got to be enthusiastic about what's happening, and we've got to understand that now this is the centre of the world for the next few days, and let's give them exactly what they want with some brilliant fighters showing what they've got.
Charlie, what's going to be your major takeaway from the press conference now?
I was just speaking to Eddie over there. Look, we did the face-off the other day, and we were trying to get David to bite. He didn't quite do it, but he's called Mr. Nice Guy, right? He is a really cool, calm and collected person, but you've got to think they're starting to cut that weight now. They're trying to make that 200-pound weight limit. Tensions are going to be rising. They're not eating how they'd want to be eating. It's that big fight week feel. Hopefully we see a little bit more needle. Jai's just terrifying, isn't he? I mean, hosting the face-off, I actually thought there were opportunities and times in there where he was going to punch me. I know you said earlier on, we spoke about David trying to upset the apple cart. Jai goes into this as a huge, huge favourite, and David felt almost a little bit disrespected by the bookies' odds going into the fight. He is an Olympian himself with really, really good pedigree. He can bang, but he's never gone past 5. This is scheduled for 12, the IBF and the Ring magazine title on the line. It's a thriller.
Absolutely. Jai Opetaia is intense. That's the key word, intense. But do not sleep on David Nyika. He can fight, and his back's going to be up against the wall. He's going in against the line. Jai is undisputed and undecidedly the #1 cruiserweight on the planet. So David Nyika has to bring it any way that he can and every way that he can. So I think that once the bell rings and they go for it, it's just got to be two titan lines clashing, and we as the people on the outside of the ring are going to see the best of what's happening there.
Yeah, and it's what an undercard, gentlemen. What an undercard. Hooney, Teramawana, Marnie, Money Max McIntyre on the rise. Everyone's talking Money Max. This is a card that you absolutely have to be part of.
We saw Teramawana out in Monaco, Monte Carlo recently. He's certainly very active. We saw just how good he was when he fought in the Olympics. Another opportunity here, a quick turnover. Look, they're not making weight, right? So they can fight as often as they need. A really, really exciting heavyweight to have down on these shores. And like you said, the rest of the card, Justice Hooney, I remember seeing him out on a Matchroom show in Cancun. All they want is activity. Wednesday night, they get that, pushing on for a big, big 2025.
I'm an early adopter of Justice Hooney, because I've loved the way he's fought from day one, going into the first fight and fighting the way he did for a championship and performing the way that he did speaks volumes, Even when you're a good Olympian and you've had many, many fights, it's always sensible to go into your first fight and just feel out the pro ranks, touch the jab, move around, win the fight. But he went straight in, and, that speaks volumes about character and attitude. And it also speaks volumes about where you want to end up in the sport if you start at at that position. So I'm really looking forward to that one amongst so many other guys on the undercard.
And a big shout out to the promoters, Mick and Friend. They've done such an amazing job from Tasman Fighters, but a lot of support as well. Turkey Ellis Sheikh, Ring Magazine, Bad Apples. We need, Spencer Brown, Eddie Hearn. We need that support down here, Charlie.
I think, look, that's the sort of thing. It shows the magnitude of it when all the guys are flying in. It's just a serious opportunity for everyone. I believe we are soon ready to go for the press conference. So are we throwing back to Steve now? Throw back to Steve.
Thank you very much for that, Charlie, and our broadcast team. And it is a very warm welcome, good afternoon to everybody that has joined us here at the Island Hotel in the beautiful Gold Coast, Queensland, Australia, and everyone that is watching this broadcast live and free on the global home of boxing, DAZN. Your boxing, your way. Sign up today and get ready for the biggest card of the year here in Australia on Wednesday night, the 8th of January 2025. Steve Payos is my name, hosting the first part of this press conference today. We have a big fight night coming up on Wednesday night. As we know, we have Jai Opetaia defending his IBF and Ring Magazine Cruiserweight Championships of the world against David, the nice guy, Nyika. We also have a magnificent undercard of fights on the night, and we have some of those fighters that are joining us here on the table today. So it's a very warm good afternoon to those fighters. So once again, on behalf of everybody involved, Mick Francis of Tasman Fighters, Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing, and Spencer Brown of Gold Star Promotions, it's also a warm hello to His Excellency Sheikh Turki Al Sheikh from Riyadh Season as we get ready for this big night of fights. First fight on the undercard that we'll be talking to are the gentlemen that will be fighting in the heavyweight division. We have 6 3-minute rounds, and we have Osasu Otobo joining us, and he'll be taking on Tere Moana Jr. So first of all, we'll come over to Osabu. Thank you very much for joining us, sir. Guten Tag, wie heißt du, all the way from Germany. Great to see you here. First of all, how are you enjoying your time here in Australia, and what was the journey like to make it here?
Hello, my name is Osasu. I'm from Germany. I'm very hyped of the fight, and I don't want to talk too much, so we see us in the ring.
All right, well, I'll do my best to get a couple more answers out of you before we move on to your opponent, Osabu. The trip over here to face Tere Moana, he's a big man, he's got lots of experience, he had a very big win a few weeks ago. What do you know about him, and what do you need to do to beat him on Wednesday night?
Can I speak on German?
If you can help me translate it back in English, yes?
Okay, okay. German is okay?
English, please, sir, would be lovely, sorry.
I will try my best to... I will try my best to fight, and we will see.
Dankeschön, thank you very much for that. He's going to have a very big fight against Tere Moana Jr. Tere Moana will come over to you. Another big opportunity for you. First of all, tell us about your preparation. You're coming off short notice. Light work, of course, that you made of it in Monte Carlo. However, you still need to go through another preparation and get ready for this fight. Tell us about how that's been and what your experience was like in Monte Carlo.
First of all, kia rana, everyone, which means hello. It's a privilege to be here and fight on an amazing card. Thank you to Mick and Tasman Fighters for putting on such an amazing event. And thank you to the beautiful Gold Coast for hosting. And yeah, the prep after my last fight, we've just been staying in the gym. So at Christmas, it was a bit hard because, you know, if you just snack here, snack there, you still gain a bit of kilos, you know. And someone asked me the other day, yo, you got a bit of a chip on your shoulder after finishing the first fight in the first round. And I was like, nah, bro, I ate all those chips. And so I'm looking forward to it. I stayed in the gym over Christmas. Everyone been saying I'm looking trim. I don't really know what they're talking about. I'm always trim. So yeah, come Jan 8, I'm looking forward to get the job done.
Well, Tere Moana, anyone that's telling you they've got a chip on your shoulder hasn't stood next to you and looked up to you and realised how big of a man-mountain you are, so I'd be keeping those comments to myself. But last year you had a fantastic year as well. We talked a little bit about it yesterday. Olympic representation, bit of a robbery perhaps we could say in that fight, but look, you've taken that in your stride. You're a wonderful character here and you're quite humble. So what has that experience done to you to now keep you focused in the pros and move on to even bigger and better things?
Just representing our country on the world stage is also another massive privilege. I was very proud to do so. I took my best to the Olympics and I thought I got the win. But as you know, sometimes the referees have a different opinion, and now what I want to do is I want to prove to everyone that I am the best in the world, where I should have been a gold medalist, but we can leave that in the past now, and I just got to stamp my mark in this pro scene, and then one step at a time as I mature into the pro scene and learn my craft, you will know who will be number one in this world.
Absolutely. Well, you're on the path now to a World Heavyweight Championship, which would be outstanding. What do you know about your opponent who's come all the way from Germany? Long trip for him, but he seems confident, he seems calm and ready to take you on. I know you won't be taking this lightly, so what do you know about him and what are you preparing for?
I just want to say thank you to Osasu for coming over and giving me a fight. I hope that he comes to fight, because the last fight I had, I wasn't too impressed with my opponent. He kind of gave up in the ring, so I know he'll definitely come to fight, and I'm prepared for that. I'm prepared for war, as some people say, but yeah, I just can't wait to throw some bombs and entertain the crowd.
Well, you're an entertainer indeed. And what have you got to say about the Gold Coast public? They all came out yesterday to watch the open workouts. Huge crowd here at the press conference as well. Must be a great thrill to be able to come and represent here from the glitz and glamour of Monte Carlo to the Golden Strip here of the Gold Coast. It's a fantastic night coming up for you.
Yeah. Now, thank you everyone for coming out. It's so great to even be fighting back in Australia, because I've been fighting all over the world, and it's just great to be fighting back on this home crowd. And I hope you enjoyed the open workout yesterday. So everyone's been comparing my jumping jacks to Mario, so I'm like boom, 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 like that. So I hope you all enjoyed it. I'm just here to entertain. I'm enjoying the whole process, and like embracing every moment, because you know you never know when your time will end and when all this whole journey will end. So all the way to the top, I'm just going to embrace it. I'm pretty sure I'll stay the same.
You've been doing it well. You're entertaining us. Thank you very much for your time. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Tere Moano Jr. We'll now move on and talk about one of the other fantastic undercard bouts. This is for regional IBF honours. This is for the IBF Pan-Pacific Super Welterweight title. We have a gentleman that's come all the way from China, so it's a very warm ni hao, and thank you very much for joining us here today. Fan Zhang, we'll do our best to get out of you what we can today. However, what are you ready for with Ben Marnie, and what are you here to do in Australia?
I come to win.
You are coming to win. Fantastic. Well, that's pretty good. We've got some decent comments out of the gents. Anything else you wanted to say? Anything in Mandarin, perhaps, or anything like that? Or
大家好。我来自中国，那位是我的教练，崔迪先生。然后我这次来比赛是为了胜利而来，谢谢大家。
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. That message was to all of our followers by this pay-per-view in China on DAZN. So thank you very much for that, Fan Zhang. We'll come over now to Ben Marnie. Ben, great to see you once again. We saw you at the workouts yesterday. We had a fantastic Q&A with you on Saturday. You are the Gold Coast Golden Boy. You're looking fit and you're looking firing. First of all, just tell everybody that's watching this broadcast and those in the room about the fight that you've got and how important it is to you to put on a good performance and take home those IBF regional honours.
Yeah, look, it's massive. And to do it on the Gold Coast, which is my home, and it's always the best show out here. I'm so grateful for Tasman for putting this show on. It's an amazing event. We've had an amazing show out, so very thankful for you guys being here as well. Regional honours, another win in the books, and another step forward towards what I know I could do in my career. It means everything to me.
If you are victorious in this fight, and then you do have those IBF regional honours, would you be looking at some of the names after that on the domestic scene? Maybe I'll let you tell us why you're a very called-out man in the Australian scene. Everybody wants a piece of the Gold Coast Golden Boy. I'll let you tell us why that is the case. But would you look at some of those domestic fights afterwards?
I actually don't know why I'm called out so much here. I keep getting, oh, you're the money fight, you're the money fight. I haven't seen any of that over my career, so I don't know why these guys think that they can, I don't know, it's whether they think they can get a name off me or whether it's, I don't know. I've beat up most of the guys in this scene. I've done the Australian clear out. I went away for a little bit, I've come back, I've done it again. I'm looking for international opponents, I'm looking for regionals, I'm looking for bigger and better things. I don't think I have anything to prove here in Australia now. To fight here, amazing, but I'm looking for bigger, better names now.
I know that Mick Francis has talked about some of the potential that you have and some of the big names. We won't go into big detail there, but does that make you feel very proud that you're in the conversation now for potentially some really big fights overseas as we move into April, May? We know, the pathway that Mick has created for lots of Australian fighters now in partnership with Eddie Hearn and Spencer Brown and all of these wonderfully world-renowned promoters. That must be really exciting for you, and is it difficult for you to keep that in check, noting what could be ahead?
No, honestly, I'm just very grateful to be in the position I'm in with the team I'm in. I know I'm in good hands, and I'm very appreciative of that. Since the day I started this, knew I was born to be on these stages. I've got no reservations in knowing where I'm going and what I can do. I trust myself, I trust my team, I trust all the work that I put in, day out since I was young. And it's just another stepping stone. To be in these conversations is awesome. To be knowing that there's a step ladder and that there's a process for this, it's everything I've ever dreamed of. So it's my duty to just tick one after one after one and get where I know I can be.
What can you tell us about your opponent, Fan Zhang? He comes here confident. I know he's here to win the fight. I've seen him training in the mornings. He's definitely here to give you a fight. A few of the Chinese fighters that have been in Australia recently, they're fighters that are very fit. They come forward. They throw a lot of volume. So what are you expecting out of your opponent, and how do you think the night will go?
I will win. I'll start by saying that. You've pretty much cleared it all up. They're tough, they come forward, they're fit. I just come off in October. I fought another man from China and stopped him. So it's just another man, it's another character in my journey and in my story that I need to get past, and that's what I will do.
Well, we look forward to it very much. Any final words here for all of the public here, the adoring public in the Gold Coast? You are the Gold Coast Golden Boy. That's what I'll be announcing for you on Wednesday night. So we're going to live up to that. But what a thrill. So many people at the press conference, the open workouts. We'll obviously see the weigh-in tomorrow and then a massive night on Wednesday. Any final messages to this wonderful crowd?
Just a massive thank you. All the support, all the love, all the showing out, Tasman, all the media, everyone that's come here and supports all of us fighters up here. It wouldn't be possible without you guys. So massive love, and I'll put on a show for the Marnie Army. Jay Nate.
There he is. The Marnie Army is here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it for Ben Marnie. Fantastic. Wonderful press conference so far for our undercard fighters. Thank you very much for those comments, gents. We'll move on to the final bout now of our undercard fighters before we move into the top of the card. This one, the IBF Youth World Super Middleweight Championship. An absolute thrill here to have Abdul Salem Saman here. And we have Fidel Tuchel, who is here, one of the most prominent trainers in Australia as well. Fidel joining us today to translate for the young man, so thank you very much for that. I'll address my questions at, I guess, both of you and allow you to take that away. So welcome to Australia. Thank you very much for being here. Hope you have a wonderful time here while you are in Australia. What are you looking forward to as part of this fight against a very dangerous opponent?
Öncelikle Avustralya'ya geldiğim için bayağı mutluyum. Güzel ülkeyi gördüm, insanların güzel yüzlerini gördüm. Bu güzel etkinliğe bizi layık gören menajerlere teşekkür ederim. Arkamda duran Fatih Hocama da çok teşekkür ederim. Maçtan önce en önemli şey burayı görmem, kültürünü görmem, insanlarını görmem. Bana çok şey katacak. Maça gelince de hak eden kazanacak. Çok çalıştım. Layık olan alsın maçı.
Firstly, want to thank Australia for letting him in, as in to be part of this promotion. Thank you to the promoters. Thank you to all the people. They've been so nice and so kind, very welcoming. He's been watching Max and he's respectful of what Max has and has a good game. He's worked really hard to have this game plan in place. If he sticks to his plan, he believes it's going to be a great fight, and he's come here to become victorious.
Are you nervous about Max McIntyre's knockout power? He's taken a lot of opponents out really quickly over the last 3 to 4 fights. Is that something that bothers you?
Biraz çekilir misin bunun power'ından? Knockout çok yapıyor. Sen korkar mısın biraz? Ya da hiç davet etmez mi?
Asla bir maçtan korkmam. Gözümün gördüğü hiçbir şeyden korkmam. Knockout olacağım da düşünmüyorum.
I'm not afraid of anything. I understand he's got knockout power. My coach, Fatih from Germany has got me right and got me prepared for this fight. There's nothing I'm afraid of. I'm ready to roll.
And what about those world honours that are on the line? That will be a massive achievement for you at this young stage of your career. Does that add to the nerves of this bout?
Bu dünya kemeri ya şimdi gençler için. Sen bunu yenersen bu sene korkuyor öyle yenmene.
Ben buraya yenilmeye gelmedim. Hiçbir şey beni çekindiremez. Ya ben kazanmaya geldim buraya. Bu kemeri hak edeceğim, kazanacağım.
I'm afraid of nothing. There's no nerves at all. I've come here to win and I'm taking this belt home.
We wish you all the very best, mashallah. Go very well, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it for Abdul Salem Saman. Well spoken. So now to my right-hand side, his opponent, Max Money McIntyre. Max, first of all, welcome onto this big stage so early in your career. You're taking it in your stride. You've had a fantastic highlight reel of a career so far. You're coming off short notice as well. So tell us about what that preparation has been like, noting that you're in the ring literally 3 weeks and 5 days ago now.
Oh, the preparation's been great. You know, I've been in camp the whole time. I love being on the big stage. Last time was a big stage, this time even bigger. We got big Eddie Hearn over here, and yeah, I'm ready to showcase all my skills. Money show, baby.
The money show, indeed. So a little bit of translation going on there. Perhaps we can see what he says about that later on. But tell us about moving forward now into this bout. I know you're not taking him lightly. What do you know about your opponent that's come all the way from Europe for this fight? One that you're not taking lightly, but a dangerous opponent nonetheless.
Oh, I take no fights lightly. No matter who I fight, I take no fights lightly. I know he's going to bring a good fight, and I don't see any game plan that's going to suit him. He can box, and he's going to get hurt. He can fight on the inside, he's going to get hurt. You know I can bang, you know I can box. I don't see any good game plan for him.
Are you going to knock him out early on? Are you going to knock him out in the first or second round and really get the money show rolling and show everybody that you are the next big thing in the super middleweight division in the world?
I'm 10-round fit. I can go 10 rounds, but I don't see it going 10 rounds. I see it being an early night, so don't blink, baby.
Don't blink, indeed. Where does this bravado and persona come from you, Max? You've given yourself the Triple M moniker. You are the money man. We love announcing that for you. Where does that come from, and where did you get that bravado? We love the confidence. I don't see it as arrogant or cocky. I think you've been quite humble in the ring after your fights and beforehand. But where does that confidence come into the ring, noting that you're now starting to move into the depths of your career?
Oh, I dream of this stuff every day. You know, I was destined for this stuff. I think of these moments every day. Sitting up here, everyone watching me, big press conferences like this. I literally dream about this every single day, 24/7, you know? I was born for this. That's why you see all this on display.
So you're not nervous being in front of all these people? You've got the biggest promoters in the world here. You've got Mick here, you've got Eddie here. Does that bother you at all, noting that you're in front of all them, these bright lights for this early stage of your career?
Oh, there's pressure. The more pressure, the better, you know? The more pressure, the better I perform, and Wednesday night, you're going to see that.
Well, you're absolutely fantastic. Any final comments? Is there any riposte in terms of that, or are you just going to go out there and do the job against Money Max? No comments. He's ready to roll?
He's ready to roll.
That's it.
He's ready to roll. He's ready to roll.
We got there. He's ready to roll. Fantastic. We wish you all the very best. The money show is ready to go. Well, thank you very much for that. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for our undercard. Fantastic press conference that was. We'll get everything rearranged now, ready for the heavy hitters to make it onto the table. We can't wait for that. But in the meantime, we'll go back to our magnificent broadcast team led by Rob Scheif, Charlie Parsons and Ted Kofi. Steve Pales here. We'll see you tomorrow at the weigh-in. But for the time being, we'll rearrange now and get ready for part 2 of our press conference. Gentlemen, over to you.
Gentlemen, that's the first part of the press conference done. Some great comments, a bit of back and forth there, even though there was a little bit lost in translation. But the takeaways. Ben Marnie looking very stoic, grateful, and ready to put on a show and move to the next stage.
He's confident, isn't he? I quite like listening to him speak, and we'll certainly see if he can back it up come Wednesday night. I'm sure he'll be able to do just that. What is it with the Aussies and the mullets, by the way? Like, I'm absolutely baffled by this since I've come over. Everyone's sporting the mullet. Kind of here for it, though.
You're in Australia. You've got to wait till you go back to England before you make any insults. The mullet's a big thing.
Ain't an insult. I'm here for it.
I tried a mullet and look how it ended up.
Don't think I'll be doing that anytime soon. You know what's interesting? You see that press conference there, bearing in mind that's only sort of the early part. If there's that much talent there, then that talks volumes about what we're going to see in this main event press conference. It's starting to stack up here. Jai Opetaia behind us, David Nyika there. Eddie Hearn somewhere making himself the centre stage. This is massive going into Wednesday night.
It's absolutely huge. Tera Moana up there having a few jokes. Talking about what we saw in the open workout yesterday with the Mario jump, but that has to be the biggest Mario we've ever seen. But we're looking forward to seeing that speed, seeing that trim shape light up on Wednesday night.
Yeah, he was moving around really, really well, Tera Moana. He was jabbing, doing his kicks. He walked over the top rope like it didn't exist. I mean, he's obviously got that. He's from that school of boxing, and even though he's as big as he is, he's shown that he can use lightning speed, and that's the way he's going to go. So looking forward to seeing how he performs tomorrow, if he has a sterner test, and then we'll see if a little bit of adversity can show more of his talent.
Money Max, very intense. Watching everything that his opponent had to say, he is very ready for the big stage. The kid's only young. This has got to be a special time in his life, Charlie.
These guys are absolutely built for it, aren't they? I mean, I think that's where coming over to this side of the world and seeing boxing on this circuit, there's definitely the similarities, right? You've got almost like the cockiness that the Brits have. These guys have got it as well. And I think there's an opportunity to talk and sell themselves, and that they're doing. Steve said on the stage, it's not arrogance, he's just confident and sure in his ability, and as he should be. What an outstanding fighter.
Well, you know what? Money Mayweather brought it to the table. The arrogance. And he backed it up every time he fought. And I think now he's just kind of handed over the baton to the new Triple M, who's going to take it on, go through his career, get more knockouts, get some wins, and bring it home. So it's good that we've got this good talent thinking globally in Australia, and we can see these guys on a global stage here on DAZN.
The card, we've spoken about it time and time again, the fact that you can watch it on DAZN, but now the second half of the press conference. What are we expecting here, Charlie?
We'll see if the tensions arise a little bit more. I tried to prod and poke a little bit at the guys during the face-off, as I mentioned before. Nothing yet. Edward's up there looking at me. I know that he's going to try and stir some stuff up, and I'm going to throw it to Eddie Hearn. I never thought I'd say those words for the main event press conference here now.
Well, thanks, Charlie, and great to see a competition winner here hosting this week. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. We're here in the Gold Coast, and it's an honour to be here, sitting next to not just some great fighters, but also Mick Francis as well, Tasman Fighters, our partners here. Of course, Spencer Brown and Gold Star. And we want to officially, of course, thank His Excellency Turki Al Sheikh and Riyadh Season for their support for the first big Riyadh Season Australian card. And when I saw this card from Mick Francis, the first thing I thought was, why are you putting so many fights on? And he said he wanted to create something very special in the first card, the first big Riyadh Season card of 2025. Of course, incredible undercard, and what I feel is one of what could be one of the fights of the division, what could be one of the fights of the year. Because this Saturday on the Gold Coast, live and exclusive on DAZN around the world, you have what I think is a brilliant main event. The IBF and, of course, the Ring Magazine World Championships between, unquestionably, the #1 cruiserweight in the world, Jai Opetaia, against the man to my left, David Nyika. We all know him. We all know the potential. We all know this fight was one that was being built down the line. And for some reason, it landed on our lap on Wednesday, January the 8th. And I can't wait to see it unfold. Of course, Justice Huni down the end, 25 years of age. In my opinion, one of the best young heavyweight prospects in the world. Already world ranked, this time against Sean Potgieter. There you go, Sean, tried. South African heavyweight champion, another good test. And we're going to hear from everyone shortly. Before I throw over to Mick, just to talk about the way that this fight unfolded, this main event, because I think the dynamics and the politics of boxing are so interesting. Jai Opetaia was due a mandatory defence. We had Sin Cara, okay, good fighter, not the best, but we have to deal with it. All of a sudden, Sin Cara's out injured. Mick called me and we started going down the list. And he said, he's not available. And we get to David Nyika. And Mick says, Nyika's not going to take it. I said, no, he won't take it. And then we kept going down. And you actually did a deal with an opponent down the list. And then he phoned me back and he said, David Nyika wants to fight. I'm like, no. I couldn't believe it. I think we are so lucky to get this fight. Fair play to David Nyika. Fair play to Noel Thornberry as well for stepping up. This is what fighters should do, a life-changing opportunity. And he sees something, which we'll come on to shortly. Before we talk to the fighters, I want to pass over to a man that's been working very, very hard on the ground here. And I think shout out to Fran as well. We've seen damaged hands from work on the canvas yesterday. Mick Francis, Tasman Fighters.
No worries. Thanks, Eddie. Look, first I'll say, Eddie, thank you for coming out. This is a great event. Like, we're excited. Make no mistake, this is the biggest fight Australia against Australia and New Zealand. We have the All Blacks against the Wallabies. We've got Jai against David. Like, this is massive. Mate, I'm really thankful for David for taking the fight. And as Eddie said, when I got the phone call originally, I panicked. I thought to myself, mate, we're in trouble here.
went through the list, because we've already went through the list before with the top 10. David was always going to be on this card. David was going to defend his IBF Intercontinental title. We've been through, and that was going to be for the number 2 spot. We went through, number 1 was Sin Cara, obviously he was out. Number 2 was vacant. Then we had to work through the list. When we come to David, we thought this is going to be a great fight, but probably in the future, because we can really build this in the future. But you've got to take the opportunity when it's there. And hats off to David, really proud of him. Noel Thornbury. Noel's done a great job with David, preparing him for this fight as well. But you've got to take the opportunities. And for the first Riyadh season here in Australia, you couldn't get a better card. Justice Hooney, mate, he's going places, 25 years old. We're excited to have him on the card as well. So, tune in on Wednesday night. Tickets are going to go live at 1 p.m. today. We have released another 250 tickets. So, tell everyone, let them know, but it'll go fast. They won't last. And obviously, live on DAZN, download the app. Thank you for everyone coming out and supporting. Yesterday was a great day. Today's going to be a great day. There's a lot of events still leading up to the fight night. We've got a good pre-card, so try and get there nice and early on Wednesday night. But I went to the venue earlier this morning with Fran and Amanda. The venue looks amazing. It is Riyadh season, and we will do Turkey Ali Sheikh proud. So, Eddie, thank you for coming out, and I'll hand it back to you.
Thanks, Mick. Let's talk about that heavyweight fight firstly. Sean, welcome. Big opportunity for you, South African heavyweight champion, ready to go to war on Wednesday night against Justice Hooney.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having us. First of all, I just want to thank the Lord, my Savior, Jesus Christ. Without him, this wouldn't have been possible. I just want to thank DAZN Fighters and Team Hooney for giving us this opportunity to be here. And this is a big step up for us. First big international fight for us to come out of our home country, South Africa. As we know, in South Africa, we don't get everything on a silver platter. We have to work for everything that we got. And we worked hard enough to get to this platform.
Obviously, we know South Africa at the moment gifted with the smaller weight classes as well. Nonshinga, one of our guys, we've seen him capture 2 world championships as well. But Justice Hooney, world ranked as well, and a massive opportunity for you to burst onto the heavyweight scene.
Yeah, what can I say? God puts us in the right places at the right times. We are on a roll in South Africa, and we've got world champions there. And it just shows you that we're not to be counted out.
Well, good luck. Justice, welcome. Keeping nice and active over here. We saw some big international fights for you. And just feels like now just getting back in your groove, getting nice and active as you prepare for what is a massive 2025.
Yeah, that's it. First and foremost, I just want to say thank you to Mick and Fran and Amanda. You, Eddie, for coming down under and, helping put on this big event. So, yeah, thank you.
Those experiences that you gained internationally, tough fight in Mexico, tough fight in Riyadh as well. Just a slight step backwards the last couple of fights. Good test on Wednesday, but still at the same time, realising you're 25 years of age, you have limited professional experience as well, and you've got to get it right as you move through the world heavyweight rankings.
Yeah, that's it. I'm only 11 fights into my career, and I believe those big fights I had overseas, they were just a test for me, and I'm slowly starting to find my feet in this professional game. So, yeah, I can't wait to see where it takes me.
Well, fantastic young heavyweight charge from Australia in action Wednesday night. Let's talk about the main event, and we'll start with the challengers side. Noel, welcome. I can't believe this fight's happening. I mean, I was looking at this fight thinking in 12 months' time, this is going to be a massive fight. And all of a sudden, we're here, a couple of days away from David Nyika challenging for the IBF and the Ring Magazine World Championship. What an opportunity, what a night.
Look, thanks, Eddie. It's great to be here. Look, it was just an opportunity that we just couldn't pass by. When Mick rang and said Sin Cara's been injured, everybody else down the list had pulled out. And I'd been through that list a couple of weeks prior to that, trying to get an opponent for David to fight so we could perhaps contest the number 2 position in the IBF. And so it was no surprise to me at all that no one would accept the fight with Jai on 3 weeks' notice. So My original thought, well, my original reaction to Mick's request was, 3 weeks' notice is not much good at all. I said he's fighting the best cruiserweight in the world. I rang David and I said, hang on, Mick, just hold that thought. I'll ring David and I'll see what David's take is on it. So when I rang David, I said to Dave, listen, this is what's happened. Sin Cara's out. We've been through the list. David's summed it up in one sentence. He just says, Noel, I'm hot right now. He said, let's do it. And that was it, one sentence. And there was not an ounce of hesitation, and it's a credit to him.
Obviously, a big key in it. We know that David has the pedigree, fantastic amateur. We know he's a world-class fighter, but there's something that you two must see, and we'll come on to David shortly. You two believe you're going to win this fight on Wednesday night. It's not an opportunity. We know that financially this fight could have been built up down the line. Right now, you truly believe that he can become world champion on Wednesday night.
Yeah, well, look, I think on Wednesday night we're going to see the two best cruiserweights in the world in the ring. Okay, Jai Opetaia is the top dog, and David's special. Both these young men have the will to win. They have incredible skill, and being that both of them have indomitable spirits, I think it'll come down to skill. And I just think David's skill set is better than anybody in the world.
Well, we'll speak to David shortly. We'll go to Tapu first. Tapu, welcome. Nice and active in this campaign with your son, of course, on an incredible run. But how good to see him returning back to Australia for almost 2.5 years since he became world champion, and a big fight, a big test on Wednesday night.
Thank you for having us here, and thanks Mick and yourself. And we're happy to be home, I guess, and we look forward to it.
What do you see in this test on Wednesday night? We know David Nyika is an outstanding fighter as well. Nothing to lose. And obviously people talking about what might be coming for Jai Opetaia, but I'm sure razor focused for this test.
Yeah, like they said, David's probably one of the top guys in the cruiserweight division, so we're definitely looking forward to it. We know he can box and all that sort of stuff, but we prepare inside and outside the ring. So we're ready to go, see what happens.
Thank you, Tapu. Dave, welcome. Known you a long time. I didn't expect this opportunity to come when it did, but massive belief from you. You were the one that pulled the trigger. You were the one to say, let's do it. And destiny awaits in 48 hours.
That's it, yeah. This is what we play for. I've trained hard. I believe in myself. And I've got just as much heart, just as much grit as Jai. Jai obviously has the experience that I don't possess, and I'm going to prove to everybody in 48 hours the capability that I have and the ability to become the new cruiserweight world champion.
What's behind that decision when that time comes, that phone call comes? Is it the sparring that you've had? Is it just a belief in your own ability? I saw the pictures on the wall saying, I will knock Jai Opetaia out. You just believe that this was the right time for you?
I think I can beat anybody, put anybody in front of me. I've worked with the best cruiserweights, the best heavyweights in the world. I can beat anybody, and I'll show everybody that in 48 hours. That's all it takes. I've prepared for this for the last 15 years. I never aimed any lower than the top. So this is just my opportunity, my chance to prove to the world exactly why I'm here.
I saw the head-to-heads. I saw the build-ups. Joe talking about a dogfight. Thinks you're going to try and box and move in this fight as well. Ready to mix it up and do whatever it takes. You believe that little poster on the wall behind you, you believe you can knock this man out?
I've got just as much dog as Jai, and he knows that. He knows that I come to fight. It's whatever he wants to do, whatever transpires on the night. I'm here for it. This is going to be an instant classic, I believe. And whatever he wants to bring, whatever I bring on the night, I'm not giving anything away. But this is going to be, I believe we're going to go through the gears. It'll be a chess match. It'll be a dog fight. But I really feel like this is the fight to make today. And Sin Cara wasn't going to pose a threat to Jai. I believe that I'm going to do one better and become the next cruiserweight world champion.
No doubt in your mind, you become not just the IBF world champion, but the Ring Magazine champion, the man of the division on Wednesday.
Yeah. This is, like I said, this is what we play for. I've never aimed for any lower, and I truly believe that Jai is the guy to beat. I believe that he possesses all the skill in the world. He has everything that I want right now, and all I need to do is prove to everybody that I'm capable of the same and more.
You've seen him against Bradish, you've seen him against great talent come through. The injuries, David Nyika has the power to take him out inside the distance.
Yeah.
Jai, welcome. Back at home in Australia, 2.5 years. It's something that I know Mick's been wanting for a while. It's been an incredible run in London and, of course, in Riyadh as well. What a great fight to return home to. A great fighter in David Nyika, a real test, but confident that you can move forward and defend your world championship in front of your people on Wednesday.
Definitely. You know, it's good to be here, good to be back in Australia, home soil. It's been a long time coming. You know, we've done a lot of international travel, a lot of international fights. So we're not new to these big stages anymore. You know, this just feels like another day in the office. We're meant to be here. You know, we've done our apprenticeship. This is just all fruit of the labour. You know what I mean? We've built this division on my back. You know what I mean? So it's good. I'm ready. And I'm sick of these interviews and I just want to fight.
Just a couple more questions because we have to do it. But what do you make of the confidence of David Nyika? I know that everybody believes they can win. Do you believe that he believes that he becomes world champion this week?
Of course. Yeah, I believe all my last opponents have. You know, I've sat down and had table faces and stuff with them, and they've all had that fire in the eye. They've all believed that this is their time to become a world champion. Just like I believe this is another stepping stone to my journey to greatness, to becoming the undisputed. But without getting the job done on the 8th, it all means nothing. So I must win.
We talked about dogfights, we talk about chess matches. What do you expect from David Nyika? Do you expect him to have that dogfight with you? I know you want it, but you expect an all-round performance from him? Do you believe he'll be willing to stand and fight with you?
Like I said, this is his chance to become a world champion. You know, this is what us boys strive for our whole lives, our whole career. You know, if I know he's willing to dig deep because this is what we wait for. We wait for these opportunities, but I'm ready for it. I've been in his shoes. I know where he's coming from, and I've still got that hunger. So wherever this goes, let's go there.
Well, I want to just get one where I know that the standard reply is always whatever it takes, points, knockout. But when you manifest it, Dave, and when you see it, and I know you're a believer in that, how does David Nyika win on Wednesday night and become new world champion?
By any means. I'm not giving anything away. This is my chance. It's too valuable to tell anybody how the fight's going to go down. But I have my plans. Jai, I hope he has his.
Jai, and for you, do you win this fight inside the distance?
However, I got to win it. The knockout comes, it comes. I know I can hurt him, but we're not chasing that. We're chasing a smart fight. We do our job, you know. Very dangerous time in that ring with those little gloves.
When you say you know you can hurt him, is that because you know you can hurt anyone? You take anything from sparring, or you look at this man and believe you can break him down?
Man, I just know I can hurt people, you know. I know. But in saying that, we fight smart. We play the game. Let's do it.
Well, two great guys, two great fighters. This is, for me, as we said, I think the best fight in the cruiserweight division. DAZN, Joe Hackney, everybody, Chrissy, you stumbled across an instant classic this Wednesday, and what a time to kick off the year. What an opportunity for Australian boxing. I think there is so many great fighters from Australia now with the opportunity to fight internationally and as well with DAZN support to fight domestically. We're going to be looking to be nice and active here with Mick and our partners here in Australia, back in March as well, with hopefully some announcements very soon. But this week, make sure you tune in live on DAZN wherever you are, because you've got a great undercard and a brilliant, brilliant main event. The IBF World Championship and the Ring Magazine Championship. Jai Opetaia against David Nyika on a stacked night from the Gold Coast. We're going to face the guys off now. Don't miss it. Thank you.
Intense. Really, really intense.
Yeah, wow. Well, there you have it, guys. We heard from Justice Hooney. We've heard from his opponent, Sean Potgieter. He's coming over. He's got God on his side. Justice is very excited. Eddie seems like he's very, very interested in the main event. What was your takeaway, Charlie?
I think that's it, right? The talking's done. They don't want to do any more talking. Jai's done enough this week. He spoke a little bit about the face-off. He said, look, I've done all the talking. Like I said before, they've made that weight now. It'll be a matter of would they bite at the table. Now they're getting close. They don't. Both respect shown, two incredible fighters. David knows the task he's got in his hands, but like I say, they've sparred before. He's a great contender. We'll see the face-off shortly. Exciting times.
Very exciting times. Face-off coming up now. Jai Opetaia and David Nyika.
Really good energy there from the boys. Very intense face-off. Exactly what we want to see.
Let's go, David!
Eddie happy to just let this one play out. The crowd very active. We're loving this energy at the moment. The boys really showing up here for the press conference.
Yeah, this face-off just has to marinate.
Let's go, Dave!
Okay. So there we have it. We're welcoming and thanking everybody for coming out. This has been the press conference. Obviously now we're at the business end, boys, of Fight Week. We've just had the face-off there at the end. Eddie's been on board now. He's talked about it, but we stare straight down the barrel, Charlie, of the official weigh-in tomorrow.
I was going to say, that is it. Official weigh-in tomorrow. Make sure not to miss out. And obviously, Wednesday night, live on DAZN. Make sure you buy the pay-per-view. If you're down under and you want to sign up to a year of the home of boxing, make sure you do just that. 2 more days to go. One more Fight Week event to go, Ted. Loads of people are standing up. I don't know if it's obstructing my vision, but we worry about that when we need to. Cross that bridge. He's definitely standing in front of us here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that wraps us up for today, Ted.
Yeah, we're just wrapping up now, guys. We've got to say goodbye. Thank you to DAZN. Thank you, everybody looking, and all the viewers, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow for the weigh-in.
Well, this is a man who is all business. Truly devastating.